strong, please. Hey. Oh. Hey. No, really, can I have some coffee? Wake up, wake up. Bob, intro the show. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wake Up in Provincetown. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. This is our last show of the year.
I'm going to try to finish a bagel before the theme song ends every week.
Great. It's going to be real cute. You're not sticking with your rule of not eating on camera, I see.
Aren't there words in front of us while the theme song's playing?
Not enough. Not enough to cover that.
It is our last show of the year.
Mm-hmm. Next Friday is Christmas Day, and I don't think any of y'all are going to tune in, because hopefully you will be with your household, enjoying Christmas morning. Yeah. We might play a little video next Friday at 9 a.m., but we will be in our PJs eating cinnamon rolls and opening presents.
Unless, of course, you are of the Jewish faith, in which case, happy last day of Hanukkah.
Yes.
Today's the last day of Hanukkah, and Jonathan Hawkins has a really special treat for you guys later on in the show.
Yeah, Jonathan Hawkins is joining us for a performance. He is singing a Hanukkah song.
Stepping out from behind the camera. Mark, when are you going to step out from behind the camera and sing a song? He did this.
He just shook his head no. Puppet show? Maybe. Yeah. Perfect. Can't wait.
We have a really great show for our last show of the year. Can you believe it's already the end of 2020?
Oof. It's been a rough one.
It dragged and it flew by.
I know, it's weird. It's one of those things.
Like yesterday I was dying of COVID, and tomorrow is 2021, basically.
Yeah.
You guys, it's going to be a good year next year,
Yay.
I think. Don't you think?
Yeah. We also have João Pedro Santos joining us today. We are actually premiering, it's the world premiere of João's video for his first single. It is a holiday song, it's a Christmas song. He got together with a bunch of local talents, some really incredible, talented, creative artists, and they put together a music video for his first single, Happy Holidays. You can listen to that on Spotify, Apple Music, pretty much everywhere, and you're going to see his video for the first time today. We're really excited.
Stream it now on repeat while you watch this show.
Yeah. Press play, turn the volume down, and forget about it. Let's get him those listens.
So how was your week?
My week was really cute. After the show, I worked a little for a few days here at the brewery, and then Sunday I did something really fun. I know you've done it before, but our friend Russell, he built an axe throwing target, and I got together with him and Julian Sear, our senator, and we threw some axes. It was very cute. Russell's really great at it. Julian was good at it, and I was also good at it.
Is Russell doing okay? I know he was rushed to the hospital last week.
He is doing okay.
Okay.
He had to get a few sutures underneath his lip, but it was barely noticeable when I saw him. But it was a lot of fun throwing axes, and it was also really weird because like Julian was like writing emails to the government or whoever he writes emails to. Russell was like constantly on the phone because he was working on the budget. Like I think he was literally talking to Nancy Pelosi, and I'm over here like, what am I gonna say about this on my morning talk show? But it was just one of those weird, surreal experiences that happen a lot in P-Town because of all the people that come together in this town, and it was just bizarre throwing axes with our friend Russell while he was on the phone with Nancy Pelosi to work on the budget.
Russell's like, Nancy, can you hear that?
Right.
Whoosh.
Exactly. But I did a really great job. I got 2 in with proof, and then I did get 3 in on, because it's 5 axes per throw, and I got 3 in, but one of them fell out when I threw the last one, so I didn't get a picture of that one.
In one round of 5 throws, you got 3 in.
Julian got 3 that stuck and a 4th, but we didn't count it because it wasn't in the target, it was in
someone's face.
No, it was in like the stand.
That's why Russell needed a suture.
No.
Axe throwing is not for the faint of heart, you guys. Your friends could hit you in the face with an axe. Fortunately, Jonathan and I were so bad at it that it basically went to the other side of the football field.
Good. Yeah, we did it at Mata Field, and it was cute because so many people were coming through and asking us about it, and we gave a lot of them...
They were axing you about it?
Exactly. So we gave a lot of them their kind of first axe throwing experience, which it was also my first axe throwing experience. I know I am a born and raised redneck, but surprisingly, that was my first time throwing an axe.
Jonathan, do you remember what helped make us so much better at it? I was like, pretend that is somebody that you fucking hate. that is your least favorite person on earth. And then you're like, whoosh, and it went
straight through.
No, he threw it at me. Throw it at somebody that you hate.
You forgot to say pretend.
So, I have to tell you about this movie that I watched this week.
Okay.
It actually came out in September. I think a lot of people have seen it already. It's called My Octopus Teacher. I want everybody to put it on their pandemic viewing list if you haven't watched it already. It's a documentary. Everything that I'm about to tell you is true about this movie. It is about a man in South Africa who dates an octopus for a year. He literally goes underwater every day for over 300 days to visit the same octopus. And it like snuggles up on his chest. He admits that he has fallen in love with it. 30 minutes into the movie, this is not a joke, he takes his teenage son underwater with him to meet the octopus. And he goes, son, I'm going to introduce you to the octopus that I'm dating. And the son goes, but Dad, you're a human, you can't date an octopus. And the dad goes, you're right, we're just fucking.
You keep saying you're joking, but I still have a hard time believing you.
Everything that I'm telling you happens in this movie.
Even the last line?
Yeah,
no.
I mean, I'm paraphrasing. But he dates this, it should be called My Octopus Girlfriend.
Who's the top and who's the bottom?
The octopus is like an 8-way top.
Wow. Now that's a dumb top if I've ever heard.
I mean, I did like My Octopus Teacher, but not as much as I like My Octopus Appetizer at Sal's.
That's actually the reason why I haven't watched it. It's because everyone's like, oh my god, it's so good. You'll never be able to eat octopus again. I'm like, I'm not going to watch it then.
It's true. That's why I didn't watch it till now. But honestly, in all seriousness, the photography is incredible. It's mind-blowing. He's getting underwater video of creatures that, you know, just jellyfish swimming by that you're like, that's CGI. Like it's unbelievably beautiful. Watch it come for the photography, stay for the octopus affair. It's literally a year in his life. And then you're like, I wonder why this guy's wife isn't in the picture anymore. Oh, because he's fucking an octopus.
Oh my god.
It's great, watch it.
That's why.
Oscars, I think Oscar for Best Documentary.
And what is it, a Grabby for Best Dom Top to the octopus? Cute.
GAVN Award.
Right. Another thing I did this weekend, while I was working here at the brewery, this past weekend in the brewery, they did a fundraiser for Seguimos Adelante, which is a nonprofit grassroots organization that was founded the summer of 2019 in response to the rapid changes in U.S. immigration policy. They provide assistance in medical care, shelter needs, education, transportation, and legal aid to refugees that have been returned to Mexico while they were seeking asylum here in America. So the fundraiser was one of the coolest fundraisers I've ever been to. So Mark Adams and a couple other artists all donated pieces of theirs, and with every $50 donation that you make to Seguimos Adelante, you get to take one of their pieces home. I actually scooped one up, and it's on the screen now. Yes.
Is it a Mark Adams piece?
It is a Mark Adams piece. It's
congratulations.
really cool. I think he didn't explain to me what it was, but I think it might be crayon and watercolor. It's really beautiful. But actually, all day today, those prints will still be up at the brewery if you want to come see them in person. Otherwise, you can go to provincetownbrewingco.com/art-for-the-border.
Are you kidding?
It's simple when you look at it.
Oh, okay. Say it again.
It's provincetownbrewingco.com/art-for-the-border with a dash in between each of those words.
Oh, I wanted you to say it.
Is that easier to understand? Yeah. But if you go to that website, you can view all the pieces of art. The ones that say sold underneath are ones that have already been chosen by people who have already donated, but there's still some really, really beautiful pieces. And $50 for a really incredible Mark Adams piece, or some of the other artists that donated pieces, like, that's a great deal.
It is a great deal. How much have they raised so far?
They have raised $6,600 so far, which is really going to make a lot of people's lives a lot better while they're seeking asylum.
Mark Adams, beloved pillar of the community.
Yeah. So thank you so much to Mark Adams for organizing that. Thank you to Trevor here at the brewery for organizing that with him, and also thank you to Seguimos Adelante for doing that really incredible work. Yeah.
You know who else is raising a lot of money right now?
I do.
So Adam and Ben Barry did a virtual cocktail party and everybody that watched it and participated in it paid $10, and everybody was at home drinking, and they're doing, telling stories, and they raised over $5,000 for the Kook Toy Drive.
That's incredible.
Isn't that amazing?
This community is so incredible.
I know. Way to go, Provincetown.
Yeah,
Adam and
taking care of our
Benberry, thank you guys so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like Scott said, Provincetown takes care of its own.
Yeah.
So not just that, but also, we're going to show you later, there's a Kook Toy Story family video of the reading of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Kook Toy Story?
Kook Toy Drive. Did I say Toy Story?
Yeah.
The Kook,
Toy Story 5.
Yeah.
Kook Toy Drive.
Oh, I
I'm
watched
actually
that
very
movie.
into that.
But it's 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. It's 5 minutes long, and it's every one of your Provincetown favorites doing 2 lines each of the story. Coast to coast, you'll see Dina Martina. Christine in Portland, Oregon is in it. It's so beautiful. I just love it. I can't wait to show it to everybody. In addition to that, the Kook Toy Drive is live until next Friday, Christmas Day. So you can find their PayPal, once again, on the Kook Toy Drive Facebook page, Scott Martino's Facebook page, Jennifer White's Facebook page. There are various ways to donate, and you can still send a check to local 186 Toy Drive, P.O. Box 1001, Provincetown, Massachusetts 02657. There's families in town that are still going to be in need long after this year is over, so please donate if you can.
Yeah, not only are they going to be making the holidays better for these families by getting them toys, jackets, things like that, the money left over, they're going to continue to support families locally in their needs throughout this really difficult winter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So also this week, we had our first snow of the year on Wednesday into yesterday. It kind of snowed all day yesterday too.
Yeah, but I think from our perspective here in Provincetown, anyone watching outside of Provincetown is going to be mad at us.
Why?
We got barely any snow. My mother said she got 12 inches. That's in the eastern part of Connecticut. I know Boston and the rest of the state of Massachusetts got hit really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had it pretty easy.
We got a beautiful dusting.
Yeah.
And I just thought it would be really fun to go around town looking for the houses with the best Christmas lights. And so this is how you know you're with the right person. At midnight on Wednesday, we're already on the couch, the fire's roaring, there's no way we're leaving the house again. We're in the middle of a movie. And I was like, Peter, let's get in the car and drive around and take pictures. And he said, okay. And we just drove we drove around at midnight taking pictures and videos of the snowstorm that we've put together for everybody. We drove through the blizzard so that you didn't have to. Here is the whole blizzard in 2 minutes. Christmas what?
We're back.
So nobody else was on the road hardly for any of that, except at one point when we were in front of Joey's barber shop. I saw some lights behind me. I was out of the car and I turn around and it's the town, like trying to push snow down the street. And
Sorry.
Peter was like, "Get back in the car. We have to go." But thank you, Provincetown, for letting us do that. It was so beautiful. You went out too, right?
I did. I'm going to show you a little video later. But we're going to do a few news stories. One of the news stories I wanted to talk about today is Joe Biden's choices, or President-elect Joe Biden. We have to give proper titles, which was also a news story this week, but I won't be talking about that. He announced some of his cabinet positions and the people he's chose for his cabinet positions. One that is really exciting to the queer community at large is the fact that he did choose Pete Buttigieg as his Secretary of Transportation. If he is confirmed by the Senate, he will be the first openly LGBTQ person to serve in a presidential cabinet.
For those of you who are like, what about that guy Trump appointed? That was an acting position.
Right.
He was not sworn in by the Senate. Don't try it.
But that's also great.
Sure. But this is the first one.
Right, the first Senate-confirmed cabinet position.
Will be the first one.
There was another out gay man who served in the President Trump cabinet who was an acting, and he was not Senate confirmed, but he was Senate confirmed as the ambassador to Germany.
He was a log cabin Republican who thought he was going to be making cabinets for people. Pete Buttigieg is going to be the transportation secretary.
Mm-hmm. That is amazing and exciting for our community, but one thing I want to talk about that I think is exciting for our country as a whole is the fact that Deb Haaland was chosen to lead the Department of the Interior. If she is confirmed by the Senate, she will be the first Native American to serve in a cabinet position. She is a member of the Laguna Pueblo in New Mexico. And what's really exciting about that specific cabinet position that is responsible for the management and conservation of most federal land and natural resources.
Thank God.
Right. And I think it's really important to have, I think it's really incredible to have a Native person in charge of that. That department is also in charge of honoring the treaties between the government and Native peoples of the land that was stolen from them. So I just think that's the perfect pick. And I did see a lot of people online campaigning for this, and I was like, yeah, right, that'll never happen. And
they're listening, it seems.
Yeah. There are some cabinet positions that I'm really excited about, and a few others that I am not. But
they are listening. They're not doing everything we want, but they are listening.
Yeah, that's the great. I'm excited. You have to pick.
Take your small victories and cheer them on.
Yeah, decide when to celebrate.
And I think that's a pretty big victory. That's major that she's doing that.
Major in both senses. So congratulations to Pete Buttigieg and also Deb Haaland. That's very, very, very exciting.
Oh, so in local news, like, where is it?
I love how you set it up and then can't find it. Great.
In local news, it's us.
Oh my God, where are the local news?
Can you see that, Mark? No? Okay, Mark can't zoom into that, but this is a picture of us.
Right.
We got called by the Provincetown Independent newspaper, and this has to be said that we suggested a subscription to them as a Christmas gift, and they didn't know about that when they called to interview us. So
there was no quid pro quo.
Right. This wasn't because we had mentioned them. Honestly, I swear I mean it. But we got to sit down and talk with Saskia about the beginning of our show that we love doing together every week, and it was just really nice to be, you know, recognized by our local paper. This means so much, you guys. Thank you.
It's a really incredible article. We look adorbs in our picture. But the newspaper...
It's the picture Curtis Spear took of us on the breakwater in the spring. We're wearing shorts. It's sunny out. There's other pictures attached to the story on the online version, so make sure you check it out there as well. Just read all about us.
Yeah. It's an incredible article. The paper as a whole is really incredible. I think we got Paul Benson with an article on the cover. No, not on the cover, but Paul Benson is a dear friend of ours. But he has an amazing article in here about the cloverleaf development in Truro. It's only a little shady, as we know Paul Benson to be. We love you, Paul.
Pick up yesterday's copy of the Provincetown Independent, available at every store in town.
Every single one. No, you can get it at Stop and Shop, Cumberland Farms.
I got mine at Farland this morning.
Farland, most Max locations. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
And like I mentioned in the holiday gift guide, there's still time to get a subscription as a gift. It's actually really great if you're a last minute shopper, like some people I know, because all you have to do is go online and then sign your friend up for a gift subscription, and then you're all set.
And it'll start right away?
I'm not sure.
As soon as they can?
Yeah. But I get this delivered to my P.O. box every Thursday morning, and Thursday is my day to go to my P.O. box because I don't get enough mail to go every day, so I go once a week, pick up my newspaper, and give it a read through.
Support local journalists, local papers,
Right.
local artists and businesses.
Another thing I wanted to talk about in global news, sadly, Anne Reinking passed away. Everyone knows her. They might not know her by name, but I think what everyone will know her from mostly is the fact that she played Grace in the movie of Annie.
Huh?
Yeah.
She did?
Yeah.
Wasn't she the 96 revival of Chicago?
Okay, she is the original Roxy Hart.
Oh, she's the original Roxy?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I don't think so.
That's where she met Bob Fosse, who she dated for a very long time, and the movie All That Jazz, which was directed by Bob Fosse, is based on their relationship specifically, in which she played like a version of herself, because it's not specifically about her, but it's about their relationship, and then she played herself, which is really cute. And then she actually choreographed the revival in 1996 of Chicago. She won Best Choreography as the Tony for Best Choreography, and did her role as Roxy Hart again.
Oh. And that was with B.B. Newworth as Velma Kelly. I wish I could have seen that.
That production actually was still running since 1996 and closed due to the COVID pandemic for the first time since 1996.
The Revival of Chicago is the longest running American show in Broadway history, second only to Phantom of the Opera.
That's not an American show, it's British.
That's British.
It started in the West End.
Right.
Cute.
And the original production of Chicago only ran for like 900 performances.
Yeah, it was not a hit when it was initially put up, but when they redid it in the mid-90s, it became a complete sensation. It was obviously made into that incredible film with Renee Zellweger and Catherine Zeta-Jones. I almost said Varla Jean Merman.
Varla Zeta-Jones.
I would kill to see that movie. Renee Zellweger as Roxy and Varla Jean Merman as Varla. Make it happen.
Anne Reinking's work will live on forever.
Yeah.
Legend.
An incredible choreographer, dancer, actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love her.
What other big news stories do you have?
This isn't a really big news story, but I think when it comes to local news, this is just like a perfect local news story. A tree fell down on Bradford yesterday.
Was it John?
No, I can't.
John Treefel, I hope you're okay.
Right. Actually, no people were harmed when the tree fell. It did fall on a car and also a greenhouse on Duncan Lane.
Did it shatter the greenhouse?
I didn't see a picture of the greenhouse specifically. You can see a picture of the car on the screen now being crushed. Everyone is okay. They did interview the owner of the car and the greenhouse, and they said they were like, oh, we meant to cut down that tree this summer and never got around to it.
Oops.
Nature did it for you. That's a big bummer. Obviously, it's really great that no one got hurt. It's a bummer that the car and the greenhouse got destroyed, but hopefully those will be fixed or replaced easily. Yeah. Another local thing happening in town, local comedian Kristen Becker. They had a really incredible telethon yesterday. It was Save the Strippers. It was filmed here at the brewery. It was 6.9 hours long.
Really?
Yeah, get it?
Oh.
The sex number.
Mm-hmm.
But they did a really good job. They raised money to support strippers and sex workers across the country. 10% of the proceeds were donated to Lysistrata, which is like a mutual aid sex worker fund, which is really great. You can see Kristen Becker as Sandy Claus all weekend at Spindler's. There was a show at 4 o'clock on Saturday, which is the show and light snacks, and then also at 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock, which is a full dinner and show. Pick up tickets for that. I know a few friends that went last weekend and they said it was incredible. So
How do you apply for the stripper fund?
I think you have to strip first.
What if you do that but privately? What if you're a private dancer?
Okay, Tina.
More news?
Yeah, one more news story. Sorry, I have so many news stories. So many things happen. Just music.
Thank you. Girl.
Come on, prove it, Bob. Get up on the table. You want that got money or not, Bob.
You better stop.
Another thing happened. I don't know if you heard, but this past weekend in Washington, D.C., there was a pro-Trump rally, which is terrible, in my opinion. But one of the things, not necessarily a good thing, but I think I don't want to say heartwarming, but it made me feel good. So there was a picture that circulated of members of the Proud Boys in kilts that was circulating, that was taken at this rally. And then it finally came about that the kilts they were wearing were from a company called Varillas, which is a queer-owned company. That company saw the picture, was appalled that their products were being worn by Proud Boys, which is completely antithetical to their mission. They estimated that there was about $750 worth of their products in that picture, so they donated $1,000 to the NAACP. Yeah, they were yellow and black kilts, which I think yellow and black is the Proud Boys colors or something. I saw a big picture, they were all wearing yellow. The company decided to remove that design, which is a bummer for piss sluts everywhere.
For who?
I only wanted to say it once. So anyway. But yeah, unfortunately you won't be able to pick up that design, but if you're into kilts, if that's your thing, I think it's great for you to support this company. It's Varillas, Verillas. Give them a checkout.
It's so sad that design is discontinued for the type of person that you just said. If you don't know what he said, Google
Find
it.
it. Yeah. Urban Dictionary. Yeah.
Is that it for news?
Yeah. Do you want to rant or rave?
You go first. Wait, do I go first?
You have to go first.
Oh, I really, really want to rave about a specific type of person. It's the kind of person who doesn't approach a disagreement with a dear friend in a passive-aggressive fashion, because that's the worst way to deal with a disagreement with a dear friend. So if you are the kind of person, you know who I'm talking about, and you know if I'm talking to you directly. If you are the kind of person who doesn't deal with problems passive-aggressively, I'm raving about you.
Great.
I'm obviously talking about me being the passive-aggressive person.
Obviously. No, I'm just kidding.
I would like to publicly apologize to you.
For our private argument.
For our
that no one knew about. Yay!
Yes, I'm raving about you.
Great. Thanks,
Look,
Bob.
that's how I'm apologizing. I'm raving about you.
Thank you so much, Bob.
Can I have some coffee?
I want to rave about this community constantly amazes me, and every day I wake up in this community, and sometimes I'm mad about it, but most days I thank my lucky stars to be a part of it. And one thing that I think is really incredible that happened this holiday season, I know so many businesses are struggling in town and across the country and the world, but so many businesses, even the ones that would be open right now that happen to have closed because of the pandemic, still managed to bring holiday cheer to our community and decorate their establishments, which really makes walking through Provincetown during a kind of a dreary time, a time that could potentially be dreary, it really makes it heartwarming. But I did go around town yesterday and the day before, and I did make a video. I took some clips of all the establishments in town.
Jonathan's wandering around the room. He's like, I have to do something.
Right. I did take a video, and we're going to play it for you now, of not all the businesses, but some of the businesses that really put a lot of effort into making their businesses look especially cheery for the holidays. So take it away. Have we been on for like 10 seconds? Okay, great.
That was really beautiful.
Thank you. It was very cute. I actually got a new toy, a new filming toy that that was its test run. So if there were moments where you're like, that was weird, that's why. It'll be better soon, hopefully.
Provincetown is so beautiful in the snow. It's beautiful all the time.
Yeah, and a lot of those businesses are closed, so I think it's really incredible that they took the time and effort to holiday up our little community.
Wait, before we do weather and tides, since it's our last day of 2020, do you have any New Year's resolutions that you're going to start? It will start the next time we do a show on January 1st.
I haven't thought about my New Year's resolutions this year, but I always try to do it. I try not to put too much into a New Year's resolution. I try to make it a really small act to just be a little better about. Like, I think it was last year or the year before, it was to use less napkins.
Oh.
Like, I'm that person where if like here at the brewery, we have napkin dispensers right at the table. And if I were to like eat wings, there'd be like a pile of like 30 napkins because they like take a bite, napkin, throw it over here, take a bite, new napkin, throw it over here. So that was my New Year's resolution, was to use less napkins one year. I didn't do a good job.
You still use just as many?
Yeah.
I don't have one yet either. I'm going to announce mine in 2 weeks on our New Year's Day show. We're going to get up and do a show the morning of New Year's Day. That's 2 weeks from today, New Year's Day.
Let's just stay up.
Yeah?
Let's be total crackheads at our show at 9 a.m.
Sounds good. Sounds like August.
I know, right?
So tides, weather.
Tides and weather. Today was actually a beautiful morning. I woke up. I didn't expect to have like a little blanket of snow on my car, but it was still flurrying this morning. It's still flurrying outside here in Provincetown. I think all the snow that we do have will be gone by the weekend.
Oh.
Because Saturday, the high and low are in the low 40s, so I think that'll be the last day. There's also a little bit of rain throughout the weekend. So I love that, though. I love when it snows and then it immediately goes away.
Yeah, because otherwise it gets brown and yellow and gross.
Yeah,
and
that like gray slush is not for me.
people rolling around in yellow and black kilts in the snow.
Right, a lot of that.
The tides this weekend are not conducive to clamming. I want to talk about high tides for a second because we have a video that my friend Gino Carrera shot of the breakwater yesterday at high tide. Jonathan, do you have that? So that is a pretty high tide. When the water's coming over all of the breakwater, that's when people get stuck out there and they have to get rescued by the Coast Guard. So high tide this weekend is in the early afternoon times. Today it's going to be right before 2 o'clock. Tomorrow right before 3, and Sunday around 3:40. So be careful. It is beautiful to walk out there, but it is incredibly dangerous, especially this time of year with fresh snow. I mean, there's probably no snow on it now because it was washed away by all that water, but be careful on the breakwater.
Like, don't?
Yeah, maybe don't walk on it. Go take pictures of it.
Yeah.
And low tide is very early in the morning. So on Sunday it's at 9:30. I bet there will be some intrepid clammers out there. Tommy Myers, Nancy Ann Meads, Jimmy McNulty. I bet you will see those 3 people out there clamming Sunday morning. And you know, if Saturday's not too crazy, maybe I'll go clamming Sunday.
Oh, right.
You've been one time?
Last year.
Okay.
I still don't have the right boots.
You
And
need
the
boots.
shellfish constable made me know that they were not the right boots.
What did he say?
He was just like, those aren't the boots. Those aren't, I'm like, I got it.
Bury the smalls. He has his little catchphrases. Those aren't the boots. Bury the smalls. Like if you
Right,
get
'cause
clams
there's
that are
the-
too little,
yeah.
you have to bury them. You can't just leave them on the surface or the seagulls will get them. And the seagulls will follow you around because they are hoping that
know.
you're just going to leave it there. Yeah, they're smart. Not as smart as an octopus.
I was like, do you know how every person I'm with right now is shocked that I own one pair of boots, let alone the right boots?
You have lots of boots, don't you?
I do, but like not
tall, weather resistant.
Not like weather boots, like cute boots. Like a Chelsea boot, you know?
Be careful.
Carry you.
You had to carry him?
Oh, you did. Mark's always carrying me in so many ways.
Thank you for carrying us, Mark Garrett. Oh, also, it says in the newspaper that we have Jonathan behind the camera pointing and telling us what to do. It's actually Mark Garrett behind the camera directing our eyes when Mark's like, look over here, look over here. That's Mark. We could not do this show without Mark. We love you so much. Thank you for everything. Oh,
Do you know why that tide was so high? Was it just the weather? Was it the moon? Was it both?
it's both. I think right now, you know, in the last week, there's been like meteor showers, eclipses, full moons, like everything kind of crazy celestially is happening. I don't put a whole lot of stock in all of that, but it does have a lot to do with the water on Earth.
Aquarius something returned?
Did
Anyone?
it? I mean,
Anyone?
wow, you care even less than I do.
You don't even... Aquarius is back.
The age of Aquarius?
I think so.
It is. Is this the age of Aquarius? We are in the age of...
Yeah, that's plenty of that.
Are we showing them this video now?
Yeah.
So you guys, please enjoy this video of us singing the age of Aquarius. This is, we have to warm up, Jonathan. Wait, what is that? Yeah, that's the owl sound, right? This is a video of the Kook Toy Drive family doing 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. I think it's so fun. You're going to recognize a lot of these people. Enjoy this, please.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house
not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care,
in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. Are you all right?
The children were nestled, all snug in their beds, as plums made of sugar danced in their heads.
And Mama in a kerchief and I and my cat had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap.
When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter.
Away to the window, I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash.
The moon on the breast of the fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below.
When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer.
With a little old driver so lively and quick,
we knew in a moment it must be St. Nick.
More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen.
To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all.
As dry leaves before the hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky.
So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too.
And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof.
As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound.
He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot.
A bundle of toys flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack.
His eyes, how they twinkled! His dimples, ha 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 ha, how merry! His cheeks were like roses. His nose like a cherry.
His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow.
The stump of his pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath.
He had a broad face
and a little round belly.
that shook when he laughed.
Like a bowl full of jelly.
He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself.
A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread.
He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work.
And filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk.
And laying his finger aside his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose.
He sprung to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew, like the down of a thistle.
Oh gosh, go ahead. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight,
Crappy Christmas!
pads.
Merry Christmas to all. And to all, good riddance, pads. Good night.
We might be done.
That was so cute.
And you said Varla was your favorite.
Varla's always my favorite.
I loved it so much. I hope you guys like that as much as we did. And don't forget, you still can send them a check if you want. What's next?
Yeah, Varla's one of the. Every time I see Varla, I'm just like, oh my god! I just love her so much. But that was so cute. I loved seeing the thing I miss most about the Kook Toy Drive, which is the boobs. Mm-hmm. The boobs are in the video.
Yes, the boobs are in the video.
Next, we are going to do the world premiere of João's new video for his song Happy Holidays. We're so excited to have this featured on our show. João is a dear friend of me and Bob, and also the show as a whole. We love him so much. He's a literal angel. This video was shot and directed by Todd Flaherty and starring João Pedro Santos. Let's take it away.
It's early for Christmas, but I'm looking for the spirit. It's early, but I can't find my own. I know you're probably thinking I'm crazy, that might as well be true. I'm looking for a spirit that isn't blue. Are you? It's early to hang up lights, I'm hanging them all over. It's early, but I need to watch them shine. And as they do, I think of you and all those long gone nights. The sky was blue and not the spirit I left behind, the one I'm trying to find. So happy holidays, wherever you are. I hope you get to whatever it was you were looking for. I'll be unpacking my tree. It's barely even December, wishing on a star that somehow you'll remember. I'll forget. But anyways, happy holidays. It's early to go to bed, but I've always been a dreamer. It's early, but they say that dreams come true. So if I close my eyes and dream of you and mistletoe, hoping wouldn't be crazy at all. At least I'm telling myself. So happy holidays, wherever you are. I hope you get to whatever it was you were looking for. I'll be unpacking my tree. It's barely even December, wishing on the star that somehow you remember. I will forget. But anyways, happy holidays. It's early for Christmas, but I'm looking for the spirit. It's early, but I just can't find my own.
That was
so
like
beautiful.
Sad.
Right?
It's such a beautiful song. Kind of sad though. No, not kind of sad though. Sad.
That was the goal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sad Christmas songs are my favorite. Like Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas is sad.
Christmas shoes.
Don't bring that up
But
again.
I feel like it's not only sad, it's wistful, and I think that's the beauty. There's like hope. There's like, and you're just like, you're not hiding your emotions. You're acknowledging them, but you're trying to create art out of it.
I love that.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah. That video was so beautiful.
Thank you.
Like all things, it takes a village, and we are so lucky to live in the village of Provincetown and have so many incredible people who worked with you on the video with you. I saw so many familiar faces in the video.
Yeah. So that was the best part of doing that. When we came up, I mean, when the song happened, I knew that I wanted like a visual component for it, and then we live in Provincetown, and everyone here is so incredibly talented, and I was like, let me use that and let me like connect with all these incredible people and try to like lift them. Like if there is like a platform or attention to what I'm doing, I want to bring everyone with me. And Todd Flaherty is one of my great friends from town. He moved here for the summer and then ended up staying for the winter. And I worked with him on a short film that he was making in the summer and watched him do his thing and work his magic. And I was like, I want some of that, so come here. And so Todd filmed and directed it. Dana Agostini's was the production coordinator, so he helped with like the stills and like some of the set. Chris Spalding.
That handsome man in the video.
That one.
Gorgeous.
That one. He was the love interest, but he was also the prop designer, so he helped with like the sets and the art direction of it. Brett and Evan, that are new to town too, helped with some of the lighting, did some of the shots with us. So it was like a whole, and also Greg Salvatore did the song cover for that.
Cute.
So
it's beautiful.
It was an honor to work with him on that.
I also noticed looked familiar, the ornaments that you had in both the video and also the still.
I think everyone that's in Provincetown knows this creature called Benji.
Drink coffee. I didn't mention him this time.
Benji is a programmer by day and an artist by night, and also one of our best friends. And he started painting these things that we sell at Domingos in La Playa, wink wink. And he made these ornaments for Alex Dropo, and I was trying to come up with like the concept for the song and like what that would look like visually, and I have this like big sad boy energy, and I wanted to break a little bit of that.
Bring a little whimsy.
Yeah, and also like something like silly and queer, and like that's Benji. So when I saw that he made those, I was like, that's it. That's gonna be the picture. So I had him make those for the photo shoot that we did, and then we like heavily feature them in the videos too.
Cute. And they're adorable.
Yeah.
The whole video is so incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you, baby.
This is João's first single, first holiday song.
Yeah.
So you've been writing songs for a while.
Yeah.
Right? What inspired you to write this one specifically?
CVS.
Interesting. That really long receipt.
The Christmas card section, I was walking by it, and like they all say these like generic, really like cute things like Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, And I think the holidays are so much more than that and can mean so many different things to different people. And I started thinking about the people that I would send Christmas cards to and what I would say in those Christmas cards instead of what they say. So the lyrics are kind of that, what's the story behind the generic messages. So I wrote a couple verses and I sent them to my songwriting partner, who usually arranges my songs on the piano, Miss Olivia Lex. And I was like, is this something that I should keep going with? Like, she's usually like the ear, and she's like, yeah, finish that, we're gonna do it on the piano, and a week later I was in New York recording in a studio with her, so
Olivia Lux plays the piano on the track.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, usually when we met, we did a show together that Olivia wrote the music for. It was called A Blank Page, and she was a musical director for that as well. And at the end of the show, I was like, so I have all these songs that I wrote and I have the melodies for, but I can't play anything. So would you mind like taking a look, seeing how I feel about it? And she was like, yeah. And then we like banged out 13 songs together.
Wow.
And we used to perform them at the Duplex and at Club Cumming, and like had a cute like couple weekly gigs. And so yeah, she plays the piano in all my songs.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you guys have like a really like awesome creative synergy.
Yeah, it's very 50-50. She pushes me, I push her.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
Olivia Lux is actually going to be featured on this upcoming season of RuPaul's Drag Race, so you can check her out on that. And you have more projects to come with her. Is it my?
Maybe,
we'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see. So stay tuned. Please check out João's Spotify. Listen to that song. Add it to your playlist. Save it. Download it.
Please.
All the stuff. And maybe stay tuned for more projects from João and Olivia.
Maybe definitely stay tuned.
Yeah,
maybe.
Definitely check. Definitely check out this new season of RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm #Team Olivia, which you maybe.
I mean,
she's the only one this season.
You're like, nah. But we here at Wake Up are #Team Olivia.
Yes.
Congrats on that. Congrats on your new song.
Thank you,
your
dear.
video. We are so honored. It's such a privilege to be able to be a part of the unveiling.
Such an honor to be here. I love you guys.
Love you too.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We love you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so cute.
Thank you, João.
One thing I did forget to talk about earlier, a lot of people know that me and Bob do trivia every Monday here at the brewery, but Bob was out of town this past weekend and I had the pleasure of hosting with Senator Julian Sear. And it was a total fun time. I just wanted to thank Julian. He wrote a really incredible category on queer politics. You can still check out that video on Provincetown Brewing Company's Facebook page. And
Julian's questions were not easy. I played that night.
We always get that critique that our rounds aren't easy.
Yeah, I know. People say that about me all the time, but Julian's was even harder than mine.
His questions were educational along with being questions.
Well, that's what made them so hard then.
Well, there was like a question where it was like all this information about this queer woman in politics, and the question boiled down to like, what river goes through Minneapolis?
Right.
So it was like a lot of information and then it was cute. He did a really incredible job, and it was.
Thank you, Julian. You're welcome back anytime.
Yeah. Obviously Bob is my #1 co-host, but Julian did a really great job as a fiddler.
Stop it. No.
Okay. Just kidding. Our next guest, we are so excited to have on this side of the camera. He is usually the person running everything on the other side of this, making us not look like fools. Well, trying to make us not look like fools.
I do my best.
We do. It's a really hard task not making us look like a fool. But we have Jonathan Hawkins.
Hi guys.
Hi. Local entertainer.
Hi,
welcome.
boys. How are you?
We're really good. Thank you for doing this with us all year.
Can you believe, what episode are we on?
I've lost count. We're past 25 though. We're at the quarter century mark.
We'll let you know when we hit 100.
Yeah. Or 50. Let's celebrate at 50.
Yeah, that's good.
Sometime in the
We'll
middle
do a
of the
big
winter.
shebang.
Yeah.
I love that.
I don't know if you know, but our show is produced by Live from Provincetown. You see their logo and we thank them at the end of every show, but Jonathan is the brains behind Live from Provincetown. So many of the virtual events that were brought to you from Provincetown this summer and currently and moving forward are produced by Live from Provincetown. What gave you the spark to kind of jump behind the camera?
Yeah, at the very beginning of the pandemic, I had just done a show with John Richardson for Valentine's Day, which you were a part of. And as soon as the pandemic hit, John started doing virtual shows every single day. And about a week in, he said, hey, I don't know if you're interested in getting involved with me at all, but why don't we try to create something? And so we created Virtual Piano Bar, which was started out with just him, and then we now have 10 artists that are on that platform and about 16 hours of programming every week. And that is just for like piano bar players, which is pretty incredible. And after we sort of sussed out how to make that virtual programming work, it became apparent to me that there are so many offerings in Provincetown that needed a platform. And so I reached out to Bob Sanborn and Rick Murray and said, hey, I'm creating a virtual platform. How can we keep arts, entertainment, and culture alive in town this summer? And Live from Provincetown was born. And I basically just very quickly taught myself the ins and outs of virtual programming and said, all right, let's do this. And it has been an incredible learning process. I mean, I had done none of this beforehand. I had done a lot of editing and graphic design and that sort of stuff, but nothing like live, and certainly not virtual. And I mean, it's turned into so many cool things. I produced a big concert for Mandy Gonzalez, who was in Hamilton, and Adam Jacobs, who was the original Aladdin on Broadway. And so it's turned into I do a lot of the virtual programming for Broadway World and Playbill, and it's turned into a totally different avenue of my career, which has been really awesome.
Totally. That's really exciting. Thank you so much for being a part of our show.
Oh my gosh,
such a big part.
Like the busiest person we know, and we're like, will you get up extra early one day a week and do our thing for free?
I will say this is absolutely the earliest I get up every single week. And every Thursday night, I'm like, ugh. But every Friday morning, I always have, like by the time I leave here at 10:30, it's a wonderful way to start every Friday.
Thank you for lying.
No, I'm being serious. I'm being serious. Mark and I were just talking about that, about like how this is, I look forward to this now every week. It's been so nice, and it has really allowed me to get to know so many different parts of the community that I hadn't really been aware of. And I think what we're doing is really exciting and fresh, and I think it's an incredible avenue for people who aren't in Provincetown all the time, who really want to feel a part of the community. And that was sort of, we talked about that at the very beginning of the summer, that's sort of the heart of Life from Provincetown, especially this last summer with so many people unable to come and visit. How do we still allow people the Provincetown experience if they can't be here?
Right.
And so when you guys sort of told me your vision for Wake Up in Provincetown, I was like, well, this is exactly what I want to be doing.
I know you're so busy, but do you have time to take on more projects? Can our viewers contact you with potential things?
Absolutely. Awesome. Yeah. It's been super exciting. We're helping Sandy Claus do a live stream this weekend, so that'll be Sunday night. It's been really cool to get to know so many different artists and venues, and just work with so many different types of entertainment that P-Town has to offer. It's been really cool.
Can you talk a little bit about the Provincetown Performing Arts Fund?
Yeah, so that was also created at the very beginning of the summer. I was talking with John again, and we were, obviously incredibly distraught by the lack of opportunities for performers in town this summer. And I talked to Rick, and this was in May, and we weren't quite sure if any stages or anything were going to be open, and indoor entertainment had all been canceled. And I just couldn't stop thinking about how many artists, including myself, who were going to be out of work this summer. And so I reached out to Terrence Meck of the Paulette Fund, who was here a few weeks ago, and he hooked me up with the Commons, which is an incredible organization here in town. And then they connected me with the Arts Foundation of Cape Cod and partnered with us, and we created the Provincetown Performing Arts Fund. And as soon as we were able to bring live entertainment to outdoor stages at the Crown, we started doing fundraising concerts. We did private events throughout the summer, hiring all local artists. The series at the Crown was also local artists who normally have nightly or weekly shows. We would bring them in so they had an opportunity to make some revenue as well as raise funds for the fund. And over the summer, we raised $38,000.
$38,000?
Yeah. So we raised a total of $38,000. There have been 35 recipients so far, and $31,000 has been given out.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's been just overwhelming, the response that we have gotten as far as fundraising and donations. which is also why it's super important to continue raising funds as we enter the winter months, and as so many artists and DJs and lighting designers and sound technicians weren't able to work this summer. This winter is going to be even darker for them. Right. And so many of the recipients of the fund have reached out to us and said, hey, can I apply again? When can I reapply? So artists are able to reapply January 1st. However, we only have $7,000 left in the fund, which is why we're doing the virtual fundraiser on Tuesday.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, to raise funds and awareness. You know, this summer was all about raising awareness of the fund and the need. And to be honest, our goal was $10,000. And every week I just kept upping it. And I was like, well, I guess we'll keep going. There's still more shows to do. Totally. And so by the end of the summer, it was just remarkable, yeah.
There are so many people in our community that their only source of income is performing, and that really is kind of the lifeblood of what makes Provincetown so special. Is there's
Absolutely.
So many people that come to this town and they want to go see Varla, they want to see all the drag queens and singers and performers, and all of that was gone, and along with that was their income. So it's really incredible that you put this fund.
Yeah, I mean, I think the entertainers and those who work within entertainment in this town are the fabric of this community. So many people come into town, and obviously it's for the restaurants, it's for the seashore, there are so many things that Provincetown has to offer. But without a show at night, it's just what people do. Right. And every night on a normal summer night, there are 35 shows. Up to 35 shows every single night. And this summer we had 2. So if you just imagine all of the people who work behind the scenes, as well as the artists, the drag queens, all of those people were out of work. So the need is overwhelming.
So you have a show, you have a live stream on Tuesday night.
Tuesday night, December 22nd. We will be filming it live here at the brewery. I'm really excited to partner up with them. And it will be made up of performances from so many different people. I asked all the recipients of the fund to be a part of it, and it was really beautiful. All of them have agreed to be a part of it, so it's going to be a blast. So there'll be a combination of pre-recorded material, because obviously we can't bring everyone live here, and there will be a handful of people that will be performing live, and it will be hosted live, and then be just made up of so many wonderful members of our community singing their favorite Christmas carols and Hanukkah songs.
Do you have a little clip to show us about the
it's just a little promo, and literally just to be made so that we can change cameras.
Oh, great.
So we're going to show you a little promo, and then Jonathan will be back with a live performance for you all.
Yeah, and just because the song is in Hebrew, I should probably intro it. As it is the last day of Hanukkah, I thought it appropriate to sing a traditional Hebrew song entitled Ma'ot Sur, which was written in the 13th century.
Oh, wow.
And it's usually sung during the lighting of the candles, and it talks about the deliverance of the Jews from many of their enemies throughout the year. It's a beautiful and powerful song, and my friend Shimmy Goodman, who's an incredible Israeli performer, sang this song in a show that I was in a few years ago, and I said, I'm going to steal that arrangement, and I'm going to learn how to sing in Hebrew. So
Excellent.
We'll see.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Let's take it away with that promo.
I think that means we're on. I just ran back. I'm out of breath. All right.
Now sing!
Now sing! Rock of ages, let our song be thy saving power. Yeshua
Can you believe we stick him behind the camera? Can you believe that
Jean is our tech guy? That was
Oh my
amazing.
God, that was mind-blowing.
Jonathan, I love you so much. That was incredible.
Thank you so much
Beautiful.
for gracing our show with a performance. And ever since we started, I'm like, well, when is Jonathan going to perform? But I'm so happy you did it this week. That was really incredible. Oh. That's it.
That's it for 2020.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being with us from the beginning, each episode. You all have made this a really incredible year, along with Mark, Trevor, Jonathan, our entire team here at Wake Up.
All of our sponsors, Be Well Dispensary, Townie Bagels in Palm Springs. Thanks for breakfast again today, you guys. Everybody that supported us and loved us through all this. It's a lot of work, but it's a labor of love. We love being here. We love doing it. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Happy Hanukkah.
I hope 2021 is a great year for everybody.
Yeah. And we will see you on the flip side. Thank you so much for waking up in Provincetown.
Wherever you are.
Yeah.
We'll see you in 2021.